bad mornings and good afternoons. So it's honestly just like it fluctuates, but I'm grateful because, I've got a pretty nice setup. My family and friends are healthy and so am I. So in the grand scheme of things, what's so bad?
Yeah, I think you just have to take it day by day, right?
Yeah, exactly. How are you doing?
I'm good. Same thing. Getting through it.
Yeah.
Where are you located right now?
So I'm in London.
Okay.
Yes.
How is it there? Has it been a bit?
Do you know what? It's okay. We're allowed to go out for obviously essentials, and we're allowed an hour of exercise a day. An hour, give or take. I guess nobody's really monitoring it. As long as you stay away from people, then you're fine. And do you know what? The sun has been shining. We haven't had weather like this in years.
Really?
So, yeah, it's 20, 25 degrees, beautiful blue skies all day. I've got a nice terrace, so, it could be a lot worse. If it was grey and raining, then it would be a nightmare.
I know. It was like snowing here this week. It's like,
really?
Yeah, I'm in Toronto, but still, it's kind of seems odd for this time of year.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to put it down to the fact that emissions have dropped and nobody's polluting the earth as much as they were, so therefore the sun is now shining. I'm not sure it quite works like that, but in my head.
Yeah, no, that's a good way of thinking about it.
Yeah.
And you spoke on your Instagram about like the need to not always be motivated and how it's okay to like take the time and just feel what you're feeling. How are you looking after your mental health like during these times?
So it's interesting because I did speak about that, and to be honest, I still find it difficult myself to not fall into that trap, where you're on social media and you're seeing people doing or looking like they're doing a million things. But for me, looking after my mental health is just about self-care, so I try and, even if I decide that I don't want to do anything that day, I try and still stick to some kind of routine. So I'll wake up around 8, 9 a.m, give or take a couple of snoozes.
Yeah.
And then I've got a dog, so he means that I have to get up and out. And again, I'm super grateful for that because I'll get up, I'll walk him. And as soon as I live right by Regent's Park, so as soon as I'm in nature, all of a sudden you just start to feel better anyway. And that for me is definitely a good kickstart. And then it's little things like doing small tasks that I've wanted to do, but don't get around to doing. Because I read something recently that when you set yourself a task, your brain, and once you've completed that task, however small or big, once you do it, your brain releases endorphins, like feel-good endorphins, because it was a challenge that you were procrastinating around, and then because you completed it, it's like these little fiery things that shoot off. And so just doing little things that I'm not good at doing, like tidying my room, or I've got plants that I love at the moment, so I'm watering them, and I'm growing a bonsai tree.
Oh, very nice.
From a seed. So just doing things that that I like doing, that keep my mind somewhat active and not overthinking, because that's what I struggle with.
And in February, you joined the RSPCA to release seals that were rescued. Yeah, how was that experience?
It was, do you know what? I didn't really know what to expect. I took my dad along with me because my dad is one of the reasons why I've got such a love for animals and nature, because he was always encouraging us to kind of be out in it growing up. I didn't expect it to be so hands-on. I didn't really know what I was walking into, but it was amazing. So these seals had come into the centre because of various different problems, but from 2008 they started to see a rise in them coming in because of kind of human pollution into the reservoirs and the rivers and streams. And so a lot of these seals came in with bad lacerations or plastic wrapped around them that then they grew out of, and it kind of cut into them. And they had obviously rehabilitated them for 6 months to a year. And the final stage was when they drained this outdoor pool, and you've just got these 6 or 7 seals just slapping around at the bottom of this pool with no water in.
Oh.
And it was, and these women went in and they did like a stretcher. They put them in a stretcher, and then they passed them to my dad and I. And we put them in the van, and then we went to this really muddy like bank along a riverbed and released them. And it was just such a, it was just a really cool experience. You know, seals, they're just these little fat, lumpy balls that float around, and like it was nice to reconnect with nature and do that whole conservation side of things, because it is part of why I've got into all of this.
Yeah, is that something you want to keep up with, the whole conservation efforts? And
100%. Yeah, just having, you know, now that I've got a platform and I'm able to share my thoughts and feelings with an audience, I think for me it's just about leading a balanced lifestyle in that respect. I don't expect anyone to jump from one extreme to another, but I think if we all did little bits within our own lives, then we'll have a lot bigger impacts, and that's what I'm trying to really promote.
Yeah, 100%. So you obviously gained a little bit of notoriety when you were on Love Island. What did you learn about yourself while on reality TV?
Oh, Love Island!
I had to throw it in.
No, of course, I was ready for it. It was an amazing experience, but there's a lot that I learned about myself. It was a lot harder than I ever expected it to be. I think in life, you meet people that you're meant to meet, and when you encounter people, you either connect with them and those connections go further than that initial meetup, or you don't connect with them, so you run into them and then that's that, you know, you never see them again. Whereas in Love Island, whether you connect with somebody or not, you are stuck with them. And I assumed before going in that, you know, I'm quite an easygoing person, I get along with most people, I'm going to get along with everyone and it's going to be a walk in the park. Wasn't the case. So I learned that not everyone is for everyone, and that was interesting. And I also learned, I just learned that for me, and it's the cliche thing of saying, but you know, I was going off my attraction for people more than I was my connection, but I was always so much more about the connection than I was about the attraction. But within there, I didn't know either way, and it really does kind of stay true that a connection is so much more than the attraction for somebody, because you can be attracted to somebody, but after a couple of hours or a day or 24 hours sharing the same bed as them, that whole thing fades very quickly, you know, and what is left
doesn't have the longevity in the same way.
Yes, and so that was a big lesson for me, definitely.
And last question, what's the first thing you're doing when lockdown ends?
I'm getting on a plane and going to see my girlfriend.
Oh, that's so hard that you guys have to be separated right now.
It's a nightmare, you know. It was the choice between, just before everything really hit the fan, it was either jumping on a plane to LA and spending it with her, which would have been amazing, but also not knowing the severity and leaving my family and not knowing what would happen. And then, but we'll get through it.
Yeah,
if we can get through this, we can get through a lot.
Exactly. Really testing us. Well, thank you so much.
My
really
pleasure.
appreciate
Thank you so
it.
much for having me.
For sure. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.